My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Canelo Alvarez, and as you can see, Trill is got his jacket on. He's going to have to split, but we're going to try to keep him as long as we can. Let's listen to what Canelo had to say about Benavidez, G's boy Benavidez. He was speaking directly to G, I feel like, on this. All right, ready? Let's listen.
And it makes sense what you're saying. These other guys fight each other while I'm busy, but you know, a lot of fans, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, they feel like Benavidez is the best fight. Do you?
I don't care. I don't care what they feel.
Will it happen
At the end of the day, no make sense for me, right? They don't have nothing to offer me.
Do you think it'll happen before you retire, though, Canelo? If he keeps winning?
Yeah, maybe. What were the deciding factors?
All right, so you heard what Canelo had to say. He said Benavidez has nothing to offer him. Trill Dog Bill, what's your reaction to that?
Yeah, duh. That's what we've been saying. You know what I'm saying? Canelo only reinvented what we've been saying. You know, it seemed like my padre, Canelo, you know, been watching Boxing Bros, you know? And he was like, yeah, he agrees. And I agree too. You know, he's here. You know what I'm saying? He's at the mountaintop and he's still trying to reach higher. These guys ain't accomplished nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all the accomplishing and they're just trying to skip the line and get to a payday. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have nothing to give him. This is what he wants. He's trying to accomplish things. If you was he had a belt at 175 and he was trying to be, if you still had a belt at 168 and he had to get through you to get that, be undisputed, he would have. If you had a belt at 175 and he's trying to be undisputed at 175, if he had to, he would have, because that's the goals. If you don't have nothing, if he's trying to reach goals, and if you don't have nothing to give him to help him reach those goals, then what's the sense? Yeah, you can have him, yeah, you're going to want him to fight everybody in the world. But if it doesn't make sense to him, this just like I said last week on the let's just stop being so critical. We're witnessing greatness. Let's just sit back, and everybody's always going to have an opinion, right? Like, let's just sit back and admire. Everybody goes, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? You're a mind. We're getting to witness something great here. This guy is trying to accomplish great things. Why we can't just sit back and admire these things? Everybody's always going to have to say something. If you don't like who he's fighting, like I said before, don't watch. But he has fought the who's who, and he has beat the who's who. He didn't beat everybody. Everybody's always going to have something to say about everything when you're at the top. When Benavidez does what he's supposed to do, and he becomes that guy, I'm sure Canelo will double back. But he got to have something to offer.
All right, Conspiracy.
Yeah, I actually like the clip because
What has he done?
What has he done, G? Let us know. We waiting.
all right,
What has he done?
okay. Thank you, Nick. But if you notice, his demeanor is a lot different than whenever the media asks him about like Demetrius Andrade. So I think there's still a level of respect there, you know. But it's true, like Benavidez, you have no belts. So it's like right now, Canelo's onto bigger, better things, but he didn't like dismiss him. And when they asked, like, would you fight him in the future? He's like, yeah, I mean, if he's doing the right things, yeah, he'll fight him, right? So to me, that's that. If I was David, I'd be like, all right, word. That's my motivation right there. Let me build my name up, beat a couple of these guys, and then get Canelo fight at the end. So it's hopeful. It's not like Canelo's just completely ignoring him like boo-boo. So I think it's still a possibility that these gentlemen will fight one day.
ITBE.
What has he done, G? That's what I'm asking you. What has he done? Weeks upon weeks now, we still haven't got a response. But I respect Canelo.
You think fighters just fight every other week or something?
I respect Canelo.
It's been weeks, G.
Since we asked you, What has he done? And you still haven't told us anything. You're silent on the situation. But Canelo, shout out to you for
Jillian White.
Jillian. Hey, Jillian White.
White, that was stupid.
Oh man. Nah, shout out to Canelo for making these fighters, calling these fighters out, because everybody want to say his name, but they're not calling nobody else out. Yo, everybody want the payday, but nobody want to for get ready for the call out their opponents and nothing like that. So big ups to Canelo, yo. Like this is big boss move right here, and I love it. I respect it, yo. So yeah.
Come on, man. Stating the obvious. You know, the thing about David Benavidez, and I hope that this is something he takes and he learns from. You know, I see him as someone really trying to learn from his mistakes and trying to change. So I got nothing but respect for Benavidez. I like what I've been hearing from Benavidez lately. He understands the situation with Canelo, and he understands that he lost his opportunity to face Canelo on the scales, and there's no one to blame but himself, because he had the title in the WBC title, and in order for Canelo to actually become undisputed, he would have had to face David Benavidez, except Benavidez lost the belt on the scale. So in essence, he had nothing to offer. What are you going to say?
And nah, he lost it on the scale and on the scale. You feel me?
So, see, I feel you, but I actually want to let Benavidez be able to put that behind him. I feel like
leave Coco alone, man.
Yeah, I feel like I want to bury that now and let this man move forward, because I feel like we made all the jokes, and the jokes they're on him. He did it, and it is what it is. But when someone moves forward and someone's shown that they've gotten over it or they've elevated and they move to another level, you can't let them be their biggest mistake. And I don't want to make David Benavidez his biggest mistake. So I'm gonna declare this for myself only to David Benavidez if he's watching. I respect the way that David Benavidez is moving now. I respect his mindset. I respect what he's doing. Hopefully he continues to make weight and he continues to do all the right things. And for me, you're not your biggest mistake. Your biggest mistake doesn't define you. In the moments where it seems like you're not serious about what you're doing and you're taking the sport for granted, then the jokes are funny. But when you show that you're serious, when you show that you're dedicated, when you show that you're committed to putting the past behind you and moving forward to be a better person, I'm going to let it die. So I'm going to let it die. For me, I'm only judging Benavidez from this point forward. And hopefully that's David Benavidez taking on the biggest, best fights out there and proving that he's a worthy challenger for Canelo Alvarez. So salute to Benavidez, but Canelo's right in this situation. Benavidez has nothing to offer him yet. But I think down the line, it may be different, and Benavidez may be one of the biggest fights for Canelo if he plays this right.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.